Tonight, a KREM 2 News exclusive. For the first time on TV, a couple from Stevens County is sharing their story about a grizzly bear that came onto their property and killed their chickens. Chief Meteorologist Jeremy Legoo with our Environment Northwest team joins us with the exclusive interview. Jeremy?
Well, Alexandra and Luke Davis live in a rural part of North Stevens County, about 30 miles past Colville. That's where our Environment Northwest team traveled to meet up with the couple. The area, well, it's home to many predators, including black bears and wolves and even cougars. Grizzlies, though, they're not supposed to be there. In the mountains of North Stevens County, it's quiet. Except for the occasional, but it's here, by the chicken coop, where that quiet was literally ripped apart.
The bear, when it came in and tore through here, it just tin canned the feed barrel and rolled it over actually about 10 feet from the house.
Alexandra and Luke Davis are used to wildlife in these parts.
We're used to the black bears coming in.
But this disruption was something different.
And this side of the coop was ripped off. He ripped that open and was getting chickens out of there.
This was a grizzly bear.
Grizzly bears, they just don't stop. Once they find something that they want, you don't just chase them off.
The signs were all there. The coop and fence ripped apart, tracks around their property.
When we started seeing tracks like that, that's when we really started locking down.
But they still hadn't actually seen the grizzly.
You didn't know where he was.
The couple reached out to wildlife officials who set up cameras.
You can see right there the fence and the hog panel, the grizzly just pushing it down. He has chicken in his mouth.
That's when it, like the mama bear in me comes out and I'm like, hey, this bear needs to be dealt with because that's too close.
Wildlife officials set a trap, and later that night,
I heard the door slam shut and he started rocking and roaring and really raising a ruckus when he got in there.
Do you think the grizzly had any fear whatsoever?
None. He was totally comfortable and just did what he wanted every time. He was definitely more than a nuisance. He was a threat and a danger, and it couldn't have that. I mean,
the Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife says they occasionally document grizzlies in Northeast Washington.
They're definitely here.
But the people who live here say the signs are more than occasional.
We know how many are out here. We have to deal with them.
Grizzly bears used to live in most of Washington, but now they're endangered and only supposed to live in the Selkirk Mountains. So when they show up in yards like this,
a lot of the people are afraid to speak out about any of it because they don't want to get in trouble because they're protected.
The bear's protected, but the residents left exposed.
You can only do so much against an animal that huge and that fierce, and you definitely don't put yourself between them and what they're going after.
As the Davises settle into quiet winter,
Spring's right around the corner.
The threat of wildlife never goes away.
Yeah, bracing ourselves for spring when they wake up and they know where it's at.
Well, as we mentioned, right now, grizzlies in Washington are restricted to the Selkirk Mountains. However, there is a plan to reintroduce them to the North Cascades. So coming up on Wednesday, our Environment Northwest team will take a closer look at the proposal and the potential benefits and risks of bringing the grizzly bears into the state.